give you a little tour of my CNC business. I'll show you what I've made with it first. I made a sign, that one. Ignore the mess in here, obviously. This was first done on the CNC. It was, I think, the third thing I made, which was a rolling tray. It did fuck up a bit there, but that's only because I paused the machine and I paused the machine and basically it didn't like remember where it was, or i.e. I didn't know where it was. So while it was doing the spiral cut there, it was off center and it started cutting there. Made a Ouija board, these on the wall. They're a bit rough, quite rough actually, to be fair. And then I've made this Ouija board, which is made out of oak. And then I filled it in with black ink in just using a syringe, and then oiled it. And then if you look up here, I've made this sign, which was cut in MDF, quite rough, yeah. It's a bit hard at the moment because I have got a broken arm. So that was cut in MDF, and then I sprayed it, masking taped over it, wait for it to dry, and then I got a roller, rolled over the whiteness. And then if we go into the machine room, it's a bit loud, so bear with me. I currently have a job running at the moment, and let me just pause it so you can hear me. Just wait for that to stop. So it's running off of Windows, I think, yeah, Windows 7 on just an old laptop. It's about, I don't know, 8 years old. I've cleaned it all, so it's not got anything else on it, it's just running Mach 3. And then I've got a 3 kilowatt spindle controller on here. I've got my step controllers. I need to neaten up all the wires, and that's just there, which is a bit dodgy. But this is about 1.5 meters. Well, it is 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, using NEMA 24s, not 23s, 24s. I got them off Amazon. I think they're for about 20 quid. I got 4 of them for 20 quid because I think they're trying to sell the stock. Because obviously once I bought them, they're out of stock. So I think they were just trying to clear it. And these are C Beam rails, 1.5 meter C Beam rails with lead screws. I wish I did go for ball screws, because one thing people did tell me, obviously, when you go past or get to 1 meter to 1.5, is this. It wobbles. But that doesn't really affect my cut so much, but I mean, I will need to upgrade that. And then the stock gantry plates that are on here, they were way too small to obviously support such a big motor, because that's 3 kilowatts, it weighs a ton, it's brushless. So I had to build these gantry plates here. And then I've actually got the stock ones, I reused them as just a mounting bracket. And then I've got inline runners inside the gantry, but ideally I would like them to run outside on here, as I've done on the Y-axis going across. I had to build this plate, redo it, because once I mounted this, it would wobble a hell. So I've got 4 wheels on the top, 4 wheels on the bottom, and then that goes there, and I've got the same plate on the other side here. Yeah, dust extraction is needed, as you can see, and then look on the floor, dust everywhere. But yeah, but it's cost me probably about around 1.8 thousand pounds, not dollars, pounds. But I got all the parts off of eBay and Amazon. The motor was about 300 quid with the brushless inverter controller, and then it's running off of the NVEM controller version 2. And then I've got my kill switches here, a bit bodged, but it's just for the time being. I will be getting a big red stop. I'll probably get 3 of them, put one in this room, one on outside, and one behind that door. So when obviously I'm watching TV while it's doing a job, I can just click the button and if shit hits the fan. I've got my meter here. It's cost 2 quid for the past 3 days, and that's it. It is a 3 kilowatt motor, but it seems to only be consuming about 300 watts, 400 watts max. So at the moment it's carving a face out of just an old scrap bit of wood I had it as a wedge for under my sofa. And this has taken probably about, what's the time? 3 hours so far, just to carve from here down to there. I had to cut that all down with my 16mm bit here. I had to cut that down because obviously when it gets to lower, this collet's going to hit this, because that was that high over there, the stock, so I had to cut that away just in case. But if I kind of get over here and scrape away all the damn sodding sawdust, you can see the face that I carved. And I did that with a 6mm flat cut 4 flute bit, which is somewhere under all this dust. I have a tendency to be neat and then it all just goes tits up and messy. It was with this one, this 4 flute flat cut. So that was done on that. I basically did 1 or 2mm passes going down and down and down, just cutting away the stock, and then for a finishing I did 0.5mm tolerance going up on the Z-axis, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it gave it a really nice smooth finish. Surprisingly, because I haven't got a ball nose bit, I was surprised that I could actually achieve this with a flat cut. And it only needed a fine bit of sand down and then I oiled it, but that's just a test. And now this one I'm doing is going to be, if you see how deep that is there, the one I'm cutting here is going to come down to about there, 10mm from the bottom of the stock. So that's going to finish. So let's just turn this one back on. Ironically, I have to keep reversing the bloody motor every time I turn it on, because if you look, it's on reverse, because I've got the wires wrong and I can't be asked to change them. Got a problem. One of the things I hate, I don't know why I keep doing it, people told me to get an Ethernet controller, which I have. I don't know if it's because of the laptop or the controller, but sometimes when it gets about halfway through, I mean this is about, I think it's 40,000 lines of code, but when it gets about halfway, quarter of the way through and I click stop, sometimes it has a habit of disconnecting the controller. So this is going to be a ball ache, because look, it's not responding. No. So I might have to restart the bloody controller, but what I usually do when that happens, I take photos of the coordinations, take photos of where it is there, the gap, and then I'll just have to retype it in, remember the line I'm on, and then just set it as that, and then carry it on.